the Republic of Kenya has had its own problems with tribalism. During the era of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the government was packed with members of the Kikuyu ethnic group from top to bottom. When Moi took over in 1978, he ensured that he chucked off all Kikuyus from top positions and replaced them with members of the Kalenjin, who soon became known as the Kabarak Syndicate. During Kibaki's 10 years of dictatorship, that is from 2002 to 2013, the government has been packed with Kikuyus from top to bottom. The play Shackles of Doom, which addresses the problem of tribalism in government, was banned in Kenya, and Okoiti Omtata, a renowned human rights activist and writer, had to go to court to have it staged by Butere girls.
This is the working lineup. Go on. Project manager, Karanja. On duty. Finance controller, Maina. On duty. Chief supervisor, Mwangi. On duty. Lax. Wainaina. On duty.
This was happening when a new government headed by Uhuru Kenyatta had just taken power. When the Jubilee coalition was set up, William Ruto entered into a 50-50 power-sharing deal with Uhuru Kenyatta. What are the chances that this deal will be honored? Will key positions in government now be shared equally amongst the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin top brass under the government of Uhuru Kenyatta? During Kibaki's regime, charges of tribalism mainly came about because key positions in government were filled by Kikuyus. Some of these officers are still occupying the same positions, and the following are a few examples of how Kikuyu grip on power in Kenya is obvious. The commander of the armed forces is John Karangi. The governor of the Central Bank of Kenya is Njuguna Ndungu, while his deputy is John Gikonyo, all from the Kikuyu ethnic group. The National Security Intelligence Services, NSIS, boss is Major Michael Gishangi, while the CID director is Ndegwa Muhoro. The Ministry of Finance has been headed by Njeru Githai, while his permanent secretary has been Joseph Kinyua. The head of pensions, Ann Mugo. The Auditor General, Priscilla Njeri. Kenya Revenue Authority, John Njiriani, who has replaced Michael Waweru, a Kikuyu who went into retirement. The board secretary is Mrs. Nganga, another Kikuyu. The senior deputy in charge of investigations and enforcement at the Kenya Revenue Authority is Mr. Karimi. The head of customs at the Kenya Revenue Authority is Wambui, another Kikuyu. The Kenya Airports Authority managing director is Stephen Gichuki, and was recently joined by Eric Kiraide, who joined KRA after failing to secure the Inspector General's position following intensive vetting. At the Kenya Re, the chairman of the board is Nelias Karaoke. CEO of Kenya Power and Lightning Company is Joseph Njoroge. The CEO, Kenya Posts Control, Mrs. Gladys Maina, the Attorney General, Githu Muigai, the Solicitor General, Mushemi Wanjiku, whose deputy is Mudhoni Kimani. So, the Solicitor General's office is effectively occupied by Kikuyus. The Registrar of Political Parties, Lucy Ndungu. The Head of Government Printer, Andrew Rukaria. The Head of Civil Service, Francis Kimemia, who replaced Francis Mudhaura, another Kikuyu. In fact, the list is so long that you only need to take a break with maybe a cup of coffee to understand the reality of the situation. The question is, how will it manifest itself, or how will the situation change now that both the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin need to occupy top positions in the government? For now, we wait and see.
It pains me when plays can be done in other cultural bases. I have written a play at Riara Springs in Nairobi, and it is set in Maasai land. We use Maasai names, we use Maasai songs, we use Maasai idioms, but there's no problem about that. But when this one Cleophas Malala writes a play about the Kikuyu and use Kikuyu names, Kikuyu idioms and Kikuyu songs, it becomes now a sensitive issue to the nation.